All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're tearing down the exact mechanics behind Kaistone's incredibly lucrative sales system. Look, if you've ever found yourself wondering how some digital software companies manage to scale at absolute lightning speed, well, this source material gives us a fascinating, completely raw look under the hood. We're going to dig into the exact psychology, the specific phrasing, and the structural assets that make this entire operation hum like a well-oiled machine. We've got to start things off with this mind-blowing number. $234,000. That is the monthly recurring revenue generated just by selling a low-ticket $297 a month SaaS package for websites and Google profiles to local businesses. We're not talking about landing massive multi-month enterprise contracts here. Not at all. This is all about volume, it's about efficiency, and it's about solving a very specific foundational problem for home service business owners who literally just want to be found online. And then there's 9.1. which represents the average number of brand new clients Kai's system closes every single day. Think about that for just a second. Closing over 9 clients a day? That requires a system completely detached from luck, or your mood, or just random chance. It demands this factory-like precision, where the inputs are strictly controlled and the outputs are totally predictable.
19 minutes. Seriously, 19. That is the total talk time across 3 live sales calls broken down in our source material. We are literally talking about one call taking 8 minutes, another taking 7 minutes, and the final one taking just 4 minutes from the word hello to actually collecting the credit card. That wild speed, that's the secret sauce we're about to unpack.
So to figure out how numbers like that are even possible, we're going to systematically deconstruct this strategy step by step. We're looking at the pre-call video filter, the completely unique polarizing sales psychology, the art of assuming the close, and finally, how you go about scaling the blueprint.
Let's start with Section 1, the pre-call video filter, basically the system's gatekeeper. The crucial thing to understand is that this blueprint relies on a highly predictable, purely mechanical flow that never, ever changes. It always starts with confirming a pre-call video, then moves right into identifying the prospect's pain point, like, lacking a website or a Google profile. Then it assumes the close, and it always finishes with collecting the credit card last. If you mess with this sequence, the speed of the close just totally vanishes.
Kai actually opens every single call with this exact question. Did you get a chance to watch the video we sent over to you? It's used to ensure that prospect has already consumed 5 to 6 minutes of information about the product, practically guaranteeing they're speaking the same language before the pitch even begins. The prospect needs to know exactly who they are talking to, what the product does, and how it's going to make the money. It completely wipes out the need for some long, drawn-out explanation during the actual meeting.
But what if the prospect hasn't seen the video? Well, the blueprint dictates you pause the call immediately and make them watch it on the spot. Without that shared context, the rapid 4 to 8 minute close just isn't gonna work. According to the source, if you keep going without them having watched it, it's like you're speaking 2 completely different languages. So you either make them watch it right then and there, or you end the call. It is absolutely that vital.
Moving on to Section 2, Polarizing Sales Psychology, where we basically break all the rules.
Typically, instead of sitting across the table trying to convince a prospect, this blueprint puts the salesperson right on the same side of the table, acting like a casual friend walking them through a solution. Traditional sales often puts the salesperson in this subordinate position, almost begging for the business. Kai's blueprint flips that dynamic completely upside down. He acts calm, collected, and honestly, a bit dictatorial, but in the friendliest way possible.
I gotta convince you that your website's shit. That captures the polarizing tone perfectly. By being so incredibly blunt and saying things home service business owners have literally never heard from a typical salesperson, he immediately stands out and commands attention. In the source material, one prospect mentions he doesn't even have a website. Kai responds by saying that's the best kind of client. Otherwise, he'd have to convince them that their current website is terrible. It's this jarring, polarizing level of honesty that instantly shatters the typical defensive wall a prospect puts up.
And then there's this approach: we're going to try to sell you more shit later once you're happy. Transparency is used as a full-on shock tactic here, openly admitting future upsell intentions to build this immediate, undeniable trust. When a prospect gets hesitant about hidden costs, Kai doesn't offer some corporate, polished reassurance. He bluntly states that yes, they absolutely will try to sell more services down the line, but only once the client is thoroughly happy with the initial results. The source notes that prospects have literally never heard a salesperson speak like this, which makes them instantly more receptive. When prospects ask about legalities, he reframes the lack of a contract not as some sketchy omission, but as a confident feature. He tells them, "We don't have contracts. Contracts are literally just used to scare you." Instead of sheepishly apologizing for not having a formal agreement, he confidently positions it as a benefit for the buyer. He acts like the very idea of a contract is ridiculous, and that entirely diffuses the objection.
Now, whenever the conversation gets off track, this specific phrase is used as a catch-all hammer to reel the prospect back in and hunt for any final objections. What other questions do you have? It is a brilliant mechanism for control. If the prospect starts rambling about their business history or past failures, you acknowledge it and then hit them with that line. It forces the conversation right back to the finish line. Once they say they don't have any more questions, well, they've effectively given you permission to close.
Which brings us to Section 3, assuming the close, entering the transactional phase.
Assuming the close basically means treating the decision to buy as an obvious foregone conclusion, casually dictating the next steps instead of actually asking for the business. Instead of asking, "Would you like to buy?" the blueprint dictates using phrases like, "We'll just do this," "We'll build the Google page," acting as if the partnership is already in motion. There's no grand finale, no dramatic pause where the prospect has to say, "Yes, I will purchase your product." The salesperson just starts narrating the onboarding process as if the decision was already made 5 minutes ago.
So why ask for the credit card last? It's a very mechanical order of operations. You collect the business name, you collect the billing address, and by doing that, it increases the buyer's commitment. It makes the payment feel like a totally natural final step. In the source material, Kai literally pulls up the payment form and just starts asking for the business name, the address, the zip code. By the time he asks for the card number, the prospect, who, in one source example, is literally driving a truck while on the call, has already invested so much compliance into the process that reading off the card numbers is just a tiny, frictionless afterthought. And finally, Section 4, scaling the blueprint, going from a single salesperson to a massive enterprise.
A repeatable script means the system relies entirely on process, not on your mood or your natural talent. Because the script is so strictly defined, Kai notes he can successfully close clients even when he's exhausted or totally unprepared, proving that a dialed-in system overrides individual performance. In fact, in one of the live call breakdowns from the source, Kai mentions he was incredibly hungover, lacking sleep, and operating with 0 brain cells. Yet, because the system relies on a repeatable script and that pre-call video rather than his own personal energy levels that day, he still closed the deal effortlessly. Process beats mood every single time.
True scale is achieved when front-end marketing assets do the heavy lifting for you. We're talking automated pre-call videos, high-converting websites, client video testimonials, and YouTube content for inbound leads. They warm prospects up so thoroughly that a completely new sales team can basically just read the script and collect the payment. The reason the final call in the source material took only 4 minutes is because the prospect had already watched Kai's YouTube content. The trust was already established by those digital assets. When you have testimonials and informative videos doing all the groundwork, the actual sales call just becomes an administrative checkout process.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, here's the big question. How can you apply a repeatable, polarizing system to your own business or hustle? Consider how standardizing your own processes and speaking with radical, polarizing honesty might completely transform your own conversion rates. Whether you are selling software, services, or physical products, ask yourself, are you out there begging for the sale, or are you sitting on the same side of the table as your prospect, confidently dictating the next steps? What would actually happen if you stopped convincing and just started assuming? It's a pretty powerful shift to think about.